Okay, so let's proceed to the next question now. Awesome. All right, so this is the question that we have as we started saying. So the question goes thus, whatsoever, you can post it at the end. When you'll be watching the video, you have to be posting the question and going over the question again to be seeing things that they might seem new. So this is the indirect expenses table. So this is the overhead absorption table that the indirect expenses that they have been given. So we have to use this to prepare all what is necessary, all the necessary calculations, the overhead, the cost of work unit per each of the indirect expense that's been given. So, and then they have also specified in the question that what this company or this business uses the stock valuation method is the FIFO method. We have to take note of that. We have work and then we have FIFO. Something like LIFO, that one, it does not make any sense. But if in case you see it, you have to be applying it. So you have to make sure that you have a good master of all this inventory valuation system. So this guy now, they are using the FIFO system. So you have to take note so that when we will be doing our stock valuations, we'll be free mightily well. All right. So we are to prepare this table. We'll just reproduce the table back here. So this is a table of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns by 3. So this Excel, right? I can just activate 5 columns by 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes. 4, 5. So I hope you are seeing my screen, please.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So the first column is for elements. The second one is for totals. The third is for supplying.
Yes.
I hope it's visible in your eyes there.
I'm seeing.
Mighty, so it'll be very clear. The next we have workshop. And then the next or the last we have distribution. All right. So for the secondary totals we're giving in this case, oh, it's okay. What am I doing? All right. So in this case, the secondary totals they were given.
Yes.
We are not allowed to calculate it, so the work will be easy. So the secondary totals, the grand total of 14,500,000. The next under supply of 4 million. And then the last we have 7,500,000. Next, we have distribution, which is 3 million. Wow. So what next is given is the overhead absorption base. So the first overhead absorption base here that we have is under supply, right? Which says 5 kg of raw material purchase. And the next one is 10 units of finished product.
P.
Finished product P.
The product, yes, finished product P.
Yes, and under distribution we have units of finished products. That this thing should be visible. Word. All right, units of finished product. So now, the first thing that is for us to determine the number of work unit. That's the first thing that we will have to calculate. Number of work unit, abbreviated as UD. And body section. So what would be the number of work unit in this case? Change the color to my favorite green. Wow. So what would be the number of work unit in this case? Under supply, they say that what? It uses 5 kilograms of raw material purchase. So for supply,
You have to go to purchase.
yeah, purchase. So how many units of purchase do we have there? This question is not even that lengthy. Raw materials of purchase are what? 200 kg, right? Wait, sorry.
We
Purchases of
have
raw
two,
material, 400
we
kilograms
have
at 15,000 francs each. So how many units? 4,000 kg, right? 400 kg, right?
400 kg.
So we'll take 400 kg. So we'll take 400 divided by, they say 5 kilograms. So they are being paid in pairs of 5. So you divide by 5. What will be the
But
answer?
sir, but we have two different raw materials that were purchased on two different dates.
Yes, well, what and what?
We have 200 kilogram on the 6th of February, and then we have the one up there on the 10th of February.
That's mighty.
That's
Look at, yeah.
400 and 200.
Yeah. That's mighty. Take a look at the question. This is purchases, and this one is issues. Issues of raw material. Meaning this when the raw material left the warehouse. Meaning it is now consumption.
Okay.
Understand, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, issue. This now is consumption. Since or even when they were removing the raw materials and selling or whatsoever. That's why issues of raw material. Meaning they were leaving. So purchases. This one they will purchase and then it enters. So that's the difference, please. Take note of that.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's 400 divided by 5?
80.
80. So here we are going to have 80. Here, workshop.
Very hard. Under workshop,
Workshop. They say that
10 units of finished product P.
finished product P only. So how many finished product P units do we have? I have 2,000, right?
2,000 finished
That's the
product
only thing
P.
that will have in the entire question for finished product P produced. 2,000. Anyway, when you finish,
Yes.
you take time and you go over the question again, right? That's the only finished product P that we
Yes,
have,
sir.
that we're having in the question, which is 2,000 units. So we have 2,000.
2,000 units.
Yes, we divide by what was classified of the, which is 10.
10. I'm going to have 200.
200, 10 will just disappear. 200. All right, mighty.
Yes.
Now, next, distribution. They say units of finished product. And then finished product, in this case, the actual unit was not given. So we are the ones to calculate. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
The actual units of finished product were not given. So we are the ones to calculate. So for distribution, when we look at the question, we have the initial stock. So we are going to, for us to know the units here. So the units that we are going to have your finished product, that will be the actual units that we are going to have as our sales unit, the actual unit that we are going to sell. Because none of it was given. They instead give us the markup rate on sales. And this markup rate on sale, we are going to use it towards the end when we'll be calculating the costing result in order to determine the selling price. So now we are calculating now by the sales now for each unit. So what are we going to do? So looking at the question, we see that the opening stock that we had finished product A. We have 1,500 as finished product A, right? Then going down, purchases, we have how many? Initial purchases of raw material, and this raw material, let's go. We are following the finished product, please. Finished product. So manufacturing of finished product P, we have 2,000 unit.
2,000. Yes, sir.
Be jotting them. And then says there is nothing, says they have given us by the markup rate. That's why we are calculating all these things. So all right. We have something again at the end. The closing stock of the finished product A again has been given to be what? 1,000 units, right? So we know that our
Yes, sir.
initial stock plus our purchases should be able to be equal to our final stock plus our sales,
Final stock.
right?
Yes, sir.
Meaning what we started our stock with, like the initial stock, if we add it to our purchases, it should be able
Purchases.
to give us it should be equal to the total what we have said, plus what is remaining as the final stock, right?
Yes, sir.
So in this case, we want to know the actual units of finished product that they are there. So in this case now, we are going to make sales here the subject of the formula. If in case you are not understanding practically this thing, then from here now, you just make sales the subject of the formula. So sales will be equal to what? The initial stock plus the purchases minus the final stock,
Final stock.
right?
Yes, sir.
So which is equal to what? What's the initial stock?
Just I'm I'm not seeing everything. That's the problem.
Oh, you are not writing the figures as I was mentioning. The opening stock will have 1,500 units.
1.5.
Yes, plus
Uh-huh.
our purchases, which our manufacturing of finished product P, which is 2,000 units, right?
Yes, sir.
Less our final stock, which is final stock, which is 1,000. What would be the answer?
Okay, we're going to have 2,500.
Okay, 2,500. Equal to 2,500. So this is the answer. So I'm going to write the 2,500. Awesome. So these are the number of work units. So this 2,500 is the actual unit of sales that you are going to have, That's what you are going to be working with. Anywhere that you have to deal with the units of sale, that how many units did you say at the end, right? You're going to use that the 2,500 times whatsoever thing. So this is a 2,500 sales, right? Take note, please. All right, we continue. So now the next thing is for us to determine the cost of work unit.
Yes.
Oh. The cost of work unit. And cost of work unit is equal to what? Secondary totals divided by number of work unit, right?
Number of unit, yes, sir.
Which is equal to, these are secondary totals divided by the number of work units. This is where it is found.
Yes, sir.
Then, our 50,000 for the first case. Let me just autofill for the others. So this is our answers. The cost of work unit. That was the A part of the question. I believe so. Bam. A, they say present the overhead absorption table. Bam. We are good to go. Then number 2 says that what? Calculate the purchase cost of raw material M. You know, the other question that we solved in class, I don't know if you follow the question.
Yes, I actually I came while people are done. You people were already over the question. I came late since I was still writing my exam.
Yes, I mean the pre-mock question, not the mock.
Okay.
I hope
Yeah.
you know how to solve that question already.
Yes, sir.
Don't be saying yes just because of saying so, because the logic is the same thing. That's how this thing goes. Once you grab for one, that is all. The other one is using the weighted average inventory method, inventory valuation, and this one is using the FIFO for inventory valuation. So if you have mastered that one and you master this one, the link to that question, the other one is found on my LinkedIn profile. It's found on my YouTube channel, right?
Yes, sir.
The question is there. So I'm even thinking of going and that will go and unlist the question. Let the question not be available. I don't want those. I want to remove accounting stuff from my channel. Let it just be my stuffs, other stuffs. Not accounting. By the way, let's flow. All right.
Hey, why, sir?
Eh, I want
Why
to
do you
go.
want to remove?
Don't mind. I want to unlist it so that I will be the one to be giving people access. Just like this one. I'm going to upload this one there, but it will not be visible. You can never search and have it. Except I send the link to you. So I want to make it in such a way that don't mind, you understand what will happen at the end. Okay. So I'm going to be giving you all the links. There are many stuff that I'm uploading nearly on, like a week cannot pass now without me uploading at least one video there. Just this calculation stuff that I'm solving with other people. But when I solve, I don't make it to be visible. I don't want them to be visible. I want that people should be having better access, giving permission. That will give them permission before they will access them.
Yes, an income will come.
Yeah, thank God that you're a man of understanding. All right. Mhm. Okay, so B part they're asking us to calculate the purchase cost of the purchase cost of raw material. So we draw the table as usual. So since just one raw material, I have 4-column table. So I have this. So let's just say calculation of purchase cost. All right, calculation of purchase cost now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Let me put borders on this one. Also, element of quantity, unit price, and then amount. Awesome. So the first element of purchase cost is always what? The purchase price. The first element of the purchase cost is always the purchase price.
Purchase price.
Yes. So what is our purchase price? Purchases of raw material. We have 400 kg at 50,000 francs, right?
Yes, sir.
So we have 400 kg at 50,000 francs. What would be
This 6
the
million.
6 million? Let me
6,
also multiply from here. It's easy here. No stress. 6 million. And then we have indirect expenses.
yes, sir.
Indirect expenses. So what will be the total of our indirect expenses? I would say these indirect expenses, they are not feasible, they are not real. And the purpose of indirect expenses is because we have the overhead absorption table to prove that what they are other expenses that they incur, that they are not directly traceable. So that's why they always taking that.
We will take
Yeah. So we are going to have what? We come to the repartition table, right?
yes, sir.
Yes, we pick the 80. So when we come, we take by the number of work unit.
Work unit.
Yes, unfortunately, this question, they use only one raw material in order to produce that finished product A. So we have the 80. So the unit price is always the cost of work unit that you have in your overhead table. So at what? 50,000 francs, right?
Yes, sir.
Which is equal to this. Then, so purchase cost. Purchase cost. So we are going to our 400 units, not 480, please, because this 80 is just to enable you to calculate, to know the overheads. And then the total here, please.
The total is 10 million.
Voila, 10 million. So here we have equal to this divided by. All right. So this will be the purchase cost. Are you catching it? Are we flowing together, please?
25,000. Yes, sir. 25,000.
Mighty.
The unit purchase cost.
25K. Mighty. That's what Excel is giving us. All right. So that is that. We have calculated the purchase cost. The next part of the question is talking. These guys. It's saying that what? We should calculate the total cost of production. Not yet the total cost of production of finished product. They are talking about the total cost of production. That's good. And before we calculate this total cost of production, we have to start by doing the inventory valuation for the raw materials.
Yes. And they ask us to use the FIFO method.
Voila. Thank God that you can recall, retain what the question specifies FIFO. So if you come here and you use work, you have just fucked up like that. There's no way that any other thing that you are going to do will ever be correct. So we'll start with the, you say we show calculation of the production cost. Awesome. Calculation of the production cost. So the first thing that we'll start with will be inventory valuation. So the first thing, so we are going to have a table of 3 columns, right? As usual, element, quantity, UP, amount. So let me increase this guy. All right. So the first element, we have the initial stock, right?
Yes, sir.
We have the initial stock, what we started saying, of raw material, which is what? 250 kilograms. At what price? 27,000 francs. So this one says that's the initial stock. It will be, and then what date was that? It should be first, right? 1st of February, according to the question.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So this is 1st of February, 20 what? Whatever. We put it there. So the quantity that they had in stock was 250 at the unit price of 27,000. So please, the amount will be equal to, we'll just be calculating here so that we should do this thing faster before this guy closes. We have that 6,750,000. And the next thing that follows was what? We have purchases of raw material on the 10th, right?
Yes, sir.
But if you look down, you see issues. The consumption of raw materials took place first on the 6th of February before the purchase on the 10th. And then on the 14th, there was another consumption. So if you come, I always emphasize, take note of the date. So we are going to consume before we purchase, right? Consumption on the 6th. Are we together?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So our consumption, which is on the 6th
Yes, sir.
of February, they consume how many units? 200 units. So this 200 units that they are consuming at 27,000. So which we are going to have that. So we can evaluate this guy out here and know actually what is remaining inside. Let me just draw a line. All right. So what is remaining here? Since it is consumption, please. So we are going to be subtracting. So equal to this minus this. And then here, this, take away this. Are we together?
Yes, sir. Even though I'm not seeing it.
Yes, I'm subtracting, please. So here we have equal to this divided by this. This is what we are going to have in stock. This is what we are having in stock. Also, let's just try and complete this part. We are left with 9 minutes for this guy to close again. So this is what we are having in stock now, 50 units. And then on the 10 now, there was purchase of 400 kilograms. So here we have purchase. And this purchase took place on the 10th. And they purchased how many units? 400 units, right? What we saw up. And this purchase
Yes,
will
sir.
be purchased at what price? It will not be at the price that is found in the question, please. We then come and take that, say we have calculated the purchase cost. So this even the line here. We just come and carry this line and we paste down here. So I have 25,000 equal to this times this. So we are going to have
Which is
our 10 million.
10 million.
And again, next, the question further says that consumption again. We have 400 units, 400 kg on the 14th. So let me draw another line so that we shall have what is in stock, so that the consumption should be clear. Remember, we are using the FIFO here, the FIFO here, or FIFO, whatsoever. So in stock we have equal to So I will not determine the unit price here, please, because remember we are using the FIFO method. This is the total of what we have here in stock. Yes.
We are exiting at the previous price.
Mighty.
At the determined price.
Yes. So I have that consumption that we are consuming now. We have consumption here, which is taking place on the 14th of February. So with this consumption, since we are consuming how many units? 400 units. So we first consume this 50 here at 27,000. And then the remaining 350 will consume at 25. So we consume 50 at 27,000. When we consume 50 from so 27,000. When we remove 50 from 400, how many will be left? 350, right?
Yes, sir.
So 350 remaining now at 25,000 because we are using the FIFO method. So which is equal to this. We have this, and I also have this. So what will be the final thing that will be remaining here?
We'll take 350 plus, we have 400.
Yes, which is equal to this minus this, right? Because this was this consumption. So we subtract. So I left with 50 units here also equal to this minus this, take away this. We have this. So here should be 25,000, I guess. So this is what we're having as our final stock. Are we together, please?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So this is the final stock. So if we go to the question now and look at the final stock of raw materials, this raw materials, right? What's the
Yes,
final
sir.
stock? Well, 50 kg, right? At 25,000. So if you
Yes.
come back here, you see that what? We are having what? 50 kg at 25,000.
Mm.
So there are some cases that issues might arise, but the final stock in units, the quantity must be the same. But the unit price might vary. It might be there's a mistake with the question with the typing error whatsoever. So you also have to understand that. But by the way, you have to be solving as much as you can. All right. So this is the stock of, this is the final stock of inventory that we have. So now the next thing that is for us to determine the production cost, the total cost
Production
proper,
cost
right?
now. Yes.
So the total cost now. We have elements, quantity, unit price, amount. So the first element of the total cost or of the production cost of the raw finished product. After this, we are in table of evaluation. The first thing is for you to determine, the first element is, in fact, the elements, they are fixed, right? They are fixed elements. If they are not all, it's okay. And if they are all, you add the ones, or you're raising for the ones that they are necessary. Because we have consumption, we have direct expenses, we have indirect expenses, we have work in progress, and we also have scrap, right? So these are the main elements that they will appear
Yes.
under the production cost of something. Are we together? Anyway, if you are not getting, I believe this thing is recording. So we have the consumption, we have direct expenses, indirect expenses, work in progress, scrap, yeah, and some that they might be popping up. But as of now, know that these are the main elements that you have. But with respect to this, our question. So with respect to this, our question, please. I'm already tired. Let's see how we'll complete this part. So we are going to start with
Okay,
consumption.
sir.
Eh?
Yes, sir. I'm listening.
So consumption, the first consumption that we had is when? On the 6th.
Yes, on the 6th of February.
Well, on the 6th of February, our consumption of 200 units at this. So I will just copy
Yes,
that
sir.
and paste here for us to save time, right?
Yes, sir.
The next consumption took place on the 14th, two of them.
On the 14th.
Yes, two. So I'll also copy and paste here. Awesome. Let me do all these lines. That's mighty. So these are the three consumptions. So please, you will be listing the dates here to make the work to be neat. Now, so with respect to this question, I don't know if you have been going over. There's nothing like direct expenses, but we have indirect expense, right? For production, the main direct expense is what? Is the manufacturing or the workshop, which will be taken from our absorption table. So we have indirect expenses will be there. Which is workshop in this case, because with respect to this question is workshop. So looking at the repartition table, workshop, we have workshop 200 by 37,500. So I have 200 by 37,500. Which is equal to this. So I have that. So this all about this. So the next thing is for us to total. There is no any other thing that we have there. So I have equal to